Hey guys, and welcome to my final ArcheAge Unchained video. Lately I haven't been playing much and I think I need a break now, but I did have this footage of me playing Emissary in the sparring arenas, which I think you guys will like. I got a good response from my last video, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this one as well. I switched from playing Fnatic to Emissary because Emissary has a much higher survivability and utility. Along with that, they have Sustain with Absorbed Life Force in the Occultism track, so it's definitely a solid spec if you want to play for serious raiding. It's definitely a good choice. There are some specs like using Vitalism, which are pretty cheesy. If you don't want to go that route and you want to be a respectable player, then this is definitely a good way to go. So I'm going to try to commentate as best as I can. I'm going to call out what mistakes I make and things I do well and things I should have done. Hopefully it'll be a learning experience for the both of us. I know when I started recording these videos, I was still really new to this class, so my skills tended to miss and I wasn't as refined, but I think I got better as I had a bit more practice over a course of a few days. So I hope you guys enjoy. Right here we're fighting an Executioner and I just cut him the Health Sphere and just trying to keep him away from me. I have I really didn't need to use Conversion Shield, I used it out of a habit, but yeah, just try to keep kiting, and he used Boneyard here, so he trapped himself in here with me, which I don't think he shouldn't have done. He didn't have much burst. I got him with the Serpent's Glare with the Malicious Binding there, or the Serpent's Bite, but yeah, hopefully this next one will be a bit cleaner. He did manage to stick onto me like glue. Luckily I'm wearing plate armor with a plate shield, and he's using dual wield, so he has a higher attack speed, but he doesn't have that magic defense to make him really tanky. So he walked right into my Hell Sphere into the Crows, which made his accuracy 0 for a few seconds, and the Fury was popped right here. Now I'm going to start stacking it up and hopefully get the combo going. I'm going to open with a Serpent's Bite. He trapped me with a Boneyard, and he got trapped with the Blade Fall right there, so it didn't really work out for him. While he was able to stick close, he wasn't able to capitalize. So another Hell Spear into a Summon Crows, and I start kiting. I have 3 charges ready to go for the Serpent's Glare right here. I have it open, and I would have trapped him with a Boneyard, except he's sticking really close to me, so it would have been no point. So I'm just going to keep running around, and I've got Absorbed Life Force on, so I'm able to sustain, and I'm almost back at full health. And another Health Sphere into Summon Crows and Serpent's Bite, and he should be going down here. He got me with a Health Sphere of his own, but it didn't do much. He traps me with Boneyard, but I break right out and continue mana bolting him until he's down. So good fight, but he was able to play pretty well in terms of sticking onto me, but he couldn't deal the damage to take me out. For this next matchup, I'm going against a Perm Evil, so I'll be using plate with a physical shield. Now, I'm going to call it ahead of time. I do lose this game, but in the next game, I do win. Now, the thing is, this guy played really well. He was able to kite, he was able to deal consistent damage, but yeah, in the first game I didn't have my bar set up properly, and also I made some gameplay mistakes how I chased him. If you notice that I'm following him around, which isn't good. When you're against a kiter, you should always be in the center of the stadium while they're on the outer edge, so you can walk less distance to reach them. So that was my mistake. So he put a lot of damage on me, and he has Armomancy, so that is basically the anti-mage's defensive spec, and he was able to just sustain himself. But in this round, he made a mistake of also not finishing me off sooner, and he let my charges stack up. So with 3 charges of Wrathful Casting, my attack speed and the damage of Serpent's Glare was so high that I just took him out right here. So that was a mistake on his part, but he won't make the same mistake twice. As you can see, this is the next round. He was able to keep kiting me, and I wasn't able to kill him. I got close, but in this last round, he was able to finish me a lot quicker. So I didn't go through the full fight of those last two because it's just me chasing him, but this is the next game where I lost the first round as well. He did really good, but now I realize my mistake with his kiting and how I should have dealt with it. So I got my cast of Death's Vengeance and he started approaching me. He wanted to negate me from getting that center line, so I'm going to open up with the Serpent's Bite. I got him with the Hell Spear, but he managed to deny my Serpent's Bite with Courageous Action. So I'm still following him, just trying to keep that consistent damage going. I have 2 stacks of Wrathful Casting, but I had to go in with that. I needed to put some offense on him so he goes defensive and starts kiting away. I would have waited for the 3rd charge, but I just couldn't. So right here, as you see, he can't get away from me because I'm staying the inner circle. So he managed to juke that Hell Spear as well, but I got the stun with the Absorbed Life Force because he was too far away. Now I just keep following him and just keep spamming Mana Bolts to get the consistent damage because all my skills were on cooldown. I managed to kill him here. So it wasn't that clean, but I got the win there. Now for the final round, I think it's a bit more fulfilling. So I start off with Death's Vengeance and he starts approaching me the same way. He's going to open with a snipe, but I just teleport in and try to stack on my charges. Now that I have that, I open with a Serpent's Bite and Bladefall into Hell Spear, into Crows, into Absorb Life Force, into a Boneyard, into Serpent's Glare. He managed to immune a few of those hits, but the damage was done. I mean, I stopped his momentum and I made him pop a potion. So I tried to Shadow Step and do Death's Vengeance, but he was able to prevent me from doing that. So now I'm trying to just catch up to him again, and my Hell Spear is up and my Crows are up, so I hit that. I couldn't get the Crows off immediately. Unfortunately, I had to get the Absorb Life Force on because it was more important to get that sustain. So managed to trap him with the Malicious Binding into Bladefall and just keep putting damage on him. And that's the most important thing. You have to hold the center and you have to keep doing consistent damage. Now that's Shadow Step into Death's Vengeance. That managed to stun him. Now I got the Serpent's Glare off into a Boneyard, but he was able to stop my momentum a little bit, but not enough. So I was able to put a lot of damage onto him. Now he did a good job at trying to keep me away, but it wasn't enough because I was able to stay a bit more to the center. If I was following him or if he was in front of me, it would have been a lot more difficult. So this was also a close fight, but I think of the CCs and the preventative actions he took, I was able to come back a lot better. Now this next matchup is going to be a mirror comp, so it's going to be Emissary versus Emissary, so the better player is going to win. Alright, so the best thing to do against this player is going to be sustain. I took the cloth armor with a magic defense shield, and most important thing really is that I put consistent damage and don't let them get ahead. Because if we start using the same skills at the same time, it's just going to be a matter of time before one person pulls ahead. So they're starting off with Death's Vengeance as well, so you know that they're going to have that stun combo as well. Now, we both have a Fury popped here. I start with the Hell Spear into Absorb Life Force. I'm not going Summon Crows this round. I was trying a different spec, but they managed to get the opener on me, so it was a good job on their part. So I was trapped here. I should have escaped, but I also popped my Serpent's Glare and we're just trading damage. I think they got the better of that trade. So it's fine because there's still a long way to go in this game. I still have my potion. They did a stun, but I did a Hell Spear, so it negated the effect of their Death's Vengeance stun, which was pretty good. I lost a target here for a second because of their cloak, but they managed to trap me into Serpent's Bite again. But now I have my skill stacked up, so Malicious Binding into Bladefall into Serpent's Bite, and was able to pull their HP down. Now I have Hell Sphere coming up and was able to just stop their momentum. Now we have Absorb Life Force active, so I was getting that sustain. A Boneyard into a Serpent's Glare, and now they panicked over here. They should have escaped a lot quicker, and that was a good amount of damage from that Boneyard while they were trying to get out of there. So Now they get me with that last Serpent's Bite, but it wasn't enough. I had the conversion shield up, so it was almost no damage. So this player was actually doing pretty well. So it is difficult against Miracles, but you know, you just gotta stay calm and keep putting out that consistent damage and try to get your combos out. On my part, I should have done better to deny the Serpent's Bite with the Courageous Action, one of the skills from the Armancy trees. So I opened with a Malicious Binding, just starting off with that combo with that Serpent's Bite into a Bladefall. Now, I immediately trapped him in a Boneyard and tried to get the Serpent's Glare out, but they managed to stun me. So I get the Serpent's Glare a bit late, but I'm putting the damage out now. Now, even if they have Boneyard on me, it doesn't really matter because I'm still using mine as well. But this Wraith was a good call on their part. That was a good timing on that. Maybe a little bit late, but it was still a good option because it did make me target that instead. Now I do a Shadow Step into Death's Vengeance stun, into a Hellsphere, into Absorb Life Force, just to get the CC, stop the momentum a bit, and get that sustain going. Now I try to hit a Bladefall here. I wasn't really aiming to hit her, rather than just getting the 3 stacks of the Wrathful Casting up. So I set myself up for a Serpent's Glare just in case, but their HP is low, they're going down, and they should be going down before that comes up. So I made a mistake there. I did a Ghastly Pack, and I didn't wait for them to land to hit the Boneyard. But yeah, I did manage to get the Serpent's Glare out. So instead of teleporting there, I should have... I would have used a Courageous Action, but it was on cooldown. So just Mana Bolt spam, and they should be falling here. They played very well, because I thought they would have died a lot sooner. So this next fight is against a Darkrunner. So I made a bit of a mistake with this guy. I forgot to use all my skills, but you'll see that later. I tried to catch him in stealth, but he stealthed right as I used my Fury. I should have used Fury soon, so I'm just dropping Bladefall into Ghastly Pack to get the 2 charges of Wrathful Casting, but I was able to get a Shadow Step into Death's Vengeance, into Hellsphere, into Absorbing Life Force, and just stop his opener. But then I realized I didn't use all my skill points here, so I'm trying to do that really quick and just get the defensives out. So I managed to get the Thwart and slow down his damage. Now, I don't know why he's trying to kite me, he should have stuck onto me, but I managed to get Fury up again and start stacking it up into a Serpent's Bite, and I have the charges I need to do the Serpent Glare combo now. So I hit Serpent's Glare, try to get some distance, but he was sticking onto me, so I wasn't able to capitalize. Now I do a late Boneyard into Crashing Waves, but I should have been more clean on that combination. So I dropped another Bladefall here as he was sticking onto me into Malicious Binding just to get some distance. Conversion Shield was utterly useless against this guy. I used it out of instinct, but finished him with a Serpent's Bite there. Now I'm able to use all my skills, so I think the reason why he was able to get me so low was because I didn't have those up. Now I open with a Death's Vengeance. Now I can start doing some real damage here. So I managed to get the stun with Death's Vengeance into Hellsphere, into Crows, into Absorb Life Force. That stops his accuracy, and I was able to get him in Malicious Binding, and was able to get Serpent's Bite off. Now Bladefall misses, but I do have 2 charges of Wrathful Casting, so I wasn't able to get the 3rd. That's why I tried to do a Ghastly Pack, but I just lost all my malicious charges of Malice. So but now he gets me knocked down, puts some damage on me, so I do a hasty Summon Crows just to slow down his damage a little bit. I'm just trying to kite him, and I managed to trap him Boneyard, but I made the mistake of using Ghastly Pack after. I wanted to use it for the damage, but it knocked him out. So guys, don't do that. Always use Ghastly Pack first, then trap him in the Boneyard after they land. But the damage from my Serpent's Glare's Crashing Waves was enough to finish him, and 1 Mana Bolt takes him out. So, yeah. So this next match, I believe it is against a Spellslinger. So they're opening with Insulating Lens while I open with a Death's Vengeance. Now, they started up with some real damage, but I stopped them with the Death's Vengeance stun into a Hell Spear into Crows into Absorb Life Force, Malicious Binding. They get hit by the Blade Fall, but their Insulating Lens is still up, so I wasn't able to get good damage on them. But the late Serpent's Bite managed to stop that combination. So I dropped the Boneyard, but they were able to get out of it. That was a bad play on my part, so they froze me right as I was using Serpent's Glare, so they did really well. But I also was able to get out without too much damage on me. Now, I used Comet's Boom to just get some distance, and they're going to try to stick to me because they need me to be as close as possible. Now, I managed to get a Death's Vengeance cast off there, which you usually don't. So the combination Hell Spear, Crows into Absorb Life Force comes out just to get the sustain and slow down his damage output. Serpent's Bite was successful, get a full Petrification into Malicious Binding and Blade Fall. Now I do have 3 charges of Wrathful Casting, and Serpent's Glare is off cooldown. I'm just going to eat this Arc Lightning with Conversion Shield, and the Frigid Tracks are coming out, so I managed to just interrupt them a little bit. They were really quick on trying to get me frozen, so I used Defiance to get out and keep putting damage out on them. Now that Serpent's Glare is out, Hellspear is back up, so try to get a Serpent's Bite onto them and just keep putting constant damage. Hellspear into Crows into Absorb Life Force to once again stop that momentum. It's such a good combo because it's ticking your health up while they're at 0 accuracy because of the Summon Crows, and it's just such a difference maker. For the most part, they did play quite well. They were pretty aggressive, and yeah, it's just the sustain you get from Occultism and Aromancy in the arenas is just too good. So I start off with Death's Vengeance again. They hit Frigid Track, so I run the other way. Unfortunately, they had Comet's Boom as well. So actually, they're not playing Spellslinger, I misspoke. But anyway, I managed to land a Malicious Binding into a Blade Fall here, into Serpent's Bite. So I broke through the Insulating Lens really early. Now I'm set up to just whittle their HP down while I can get 2 more of the Wrathful casting charges. So Absorb Life Force is just regenerating my HP through that Conversion Shield, so it's a really good combination, and there's quite a few you can use in this situation. For their part, they're doing really good at keeping me CC'd and slowed. Here they used Frigid Tracks again to freeze me, and the Arc Lightning's coming out, but it wasn't enough to do too much damage. Now I do have Conversion Shield. I haven't used it yet, but I do have it just for the next burst. Serpent's Bite managed to hit him there into a Hell Spear, into Crows, into Absorb Life Force again. Now they were higher HP, but because of this combination I managed to sustain back up. Malicious Binding into Blade Fall, and they knocked me away, but Serpent's Glare comes, trapped him in the Boneyard finally. I failed so many times, so it felt good to actually hit this one. I'm just using it to LOS their skills as best as I can, and they tried to get me frozen again, but I interrupted with Hell Spear into Crows into Absorb Life Force, and they panicked and tried to freeze me there, but managed to pull me in and get me frozen with the Frigid Tracks. So I use a potion just to demoralize them a bit, and I just put sustained damage onto them and just take them down because there's really not much you can do. I use so many sustaining ability combinations here, so unfortunately for them, Occultism managed to overpower their sorcery. So now I managed to trap in Boneyard into Serpent's Glare again, and I'm just trying to finish him off here. They played very well, so I got nothing bad to say. It's just unfortunate they couldn't do enough damage. That's just how it is with Occultism. For this match we're fighting against a Fnatic. Now if you notice, he went Cloth Armor, but he took a staff. That is a big mistake for Fnatic. If you're going to take anything, you need to take dual wielding. That is the bread and butter of Fnatics, because their skills revolve around generating as many Malice charges as fast as you can and getting those out, because attack speed does increase the speed at which your skills come out. So I made a mistake of using Ghastly Pack and Boneyard at the same time once again, but I was able to do serious damage with my Serpent's Glare because he's not using a magic defense shield. So for his part, if he used daggers or dual wield. As you'll see in one of my later games, he's able to do Serpent's Glare and Crashing Waves a lot quicker. It makes a huge difference, guys. As a Fnatic, you need dual wield. Staff is good if you want to see those big numbers with the arc lightning and stuff, but you know, you need to build your character right. Just like archers and Ebon songs need movement speed to kite effectively to really make good use of their class. Fanatics need to be able to have a high attack speed to use their skills effectively. You might hit a slightly less amount of damage, but what you can do in terms of gameplay greatly outweighs it. Now, right here I was able to LOS him really well with the Boneyard, and it was just too late for him to get a Serpent's Glare up and do any damage. So that was a mistake on his part. Hopefully he learns next time. So this fight is also going to be against a Fnatic, but like I said, dual wielding is really important. You either go magic defense shield against an emissary or dual wield. Now you see this player did go dual wield, so props to them. They started off with Fury and Serpent's Bite. I should have used Courageous Action to negate that opener, but I managed to miss it. So I did try using it, but they get me into Malicious Binding into a Blade Fall, and my health sphere is used up. So now I get to use my Serpent's Bite. I tried to close the gap and get some combos going, but unfortunately I didn't get the Petrification. So they managed to freeze me here, and they're able to move around very well with the Wave Mana Bolt. But guys, Wave Mana Bolt is for using, is to use your mobility against melee characters. You can't use it against other mages. So Health Sphere into Crows into Absorb Life Force, the quintessential combination for an emissary, and pretty much they were ahead of me, but that sustain just came out and Serpent's Bite came. Now Ghastly Pack, and it just interrupted their momentum right there. They did manage to stun me, but I do have Thwart and Conversion Shield, so they popped their Conversion Shield as well, but I don't think they used it reactively to my skill. So the combination comes out again, and they use Serpent's Glare, but I managed to use Courageous Action here. You can rewind it and take a look again, but that stopped the Petrification, and they go down. So in the last round, they were able to get the opener on me because they were quicker with dual wielding. So I'm going to try to stop that this time around and just open up with CCs and just get some control going. So I start off with a Shadow Step into Play Dead into Death's Vengeance, Health Sphere, Summon Crows, and Absorb Life Force. But I think I shouldn't have used all of them at the same time. They get me into a Malicious Binding into Blade Fall. I get them in a Malicious Binding too, but I wasn't able to capitalize because I got CC'd by their skills. I should have used Courageous Action as soon as I saw their skills coming out, but they do a Serpent's Glare and try to put some damage out on me, but I just follow up with them and CC them with a Health Sphere and get a Absorb Life Force out to regen some HP. Now I do have my defensive, but I use Boneyard into a Serpent's Glare here just to follow up. They're out of cooldown, so now's a good time. They stun me with an Insulating Lens into Chain Lightning, so here I was able to deny their CC with the Courageous Action right as they casted Serpent's Bite, so they weren't able to stop me, and I just kept putting constant damage on them, and I have Conversion Shield coming up as well. So they get the Serpent's Glare off and Crashing Waves, so I used Conversion Shield, and that was enough to prevent me from going down that round, and they went down. So that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helped out. And this will be my last ArcheAge video for some time. I don't know when I'll be back, but for now I'm going to be playing some other games and just relaxing. So like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys again soon, and take it easy. Bye.